Okay, and welcoming to the show for another exclusive interview. We got stage and film actress Lucretia Johnson with us tonight. Her credits include In Pursuit with John Walsh, One Night in Miami, and various web series. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's truly an honor to be here, Cam.
Anytime. And, when we do these kinds of fun interviews, it's just always cool to just talk about other people who are just doing this just day in and out and just got inspiring stories. And, lately you've been very busy lately. You've been working with Vernon Snoop Robinson on a few different movies. It's just so cool to just know that, again, you just got all these different personas that you're able to put on and just stay busy.
Yeah, I really, really have. When I was trying to research myself a little bit here to see everything that I've been working myself, because I have been busy these past few months, and it's really been a blessing. And especially coming out of this COVID crazy madness that we had to, and still dealing with, but it's just amazing to have been blessed with the opportunities that I have had. And I just got cast in something recently. So I'm working, and that's a good thing to say. I'm truly a working actress.
That's wonderful.
I'm excited.
Oh, well, and so I knew you started with theater and then you got into film. But what was overall just like the first, just growing up, what was the first factor that made you just say, this is totally the job for me?
Well, in school, I from elementary school through high school, I was in different plays and musicals. Although I can't sing, I am not a singer at all. But but I was always in drama of some sort. Like I said, through elementary and high school, but I left it. It wasn't something that I saw myself doing as a career. I had my family young. I got married at a young age, and so I went into life. And when my kids got of age, actually, they were seniors in high school, and I saw a casting call, and I went and I got cast, and I've been doing it ever since. So once the nest got empty, it seems like that bug just bit me, and I jumped in there and started doing it, and it became really real for me, and a true passion. And I did start in stage, and I love stage. I'm currently working on a stage play now. I haven't done stage in about 4 years.
Oh, wonderful.
And so I'm really excited about it. The project is The Worst 32 Days. It is it's a real life story, and the character that I am portraying is alive. And so I've been able to talk with her and just learn a few facts and things about the character, about her. She's not a character, she's a her.
Right.
And so I'm excited about it. And that'll be June 12th at the Arlington Theater. It's just one show right now, but I'm really excited about it.
Well, congrats to you, because again, there's so many who is like, they want to be involved in different things, but they don't necessarily, know if it would work better as an indie film or as a stage play. So that's cool that you just kind of you assessed it and you're just like, this is what I have in me. This is what I'm going to give to it. And this is what it deserves.
Yes.
And you had done some playwriting prior, I take it?
No, actually, I haven't done any playwriting. I haven't done any, but I take that back. I did do some writing on a short web series, but I haven't done any playwriting yet. There's someone tells me it's a story in me and I need to get it out. So maybe one day soon. But no playwriting. I've worked with quite a few great playwrights here in the DFW area, and they are some amazing people, but not yet.
Well, very cool. And how was it working with a few different actors on a more recent film you did that is now streaming on Tubi? Chloe's Pocketbook Diary is the name. You worked on that with Gia Blanton. making her directorial debut?
Yeah. Who was making the directorial debut?
Gia Blenton.
Jen Blanton. Yes, yeah, Jen Blanton. Chloe's Pocketbook Diary was it was a very different role for me, but I was the matriarch of the family, the grandmother. And when I say a different role, most roles that I play, I'm really a nice, caring person. And I mean, I was nice and caring for my family, but the hell with everybody else, it seems like. But it was a great talent, a lot of good chemistry on set. We had a lot of fun the days that I was on set, and it was good working with Jen and to see her growth. Um, I've been knowing her for quite a few years, seen her around, and so it's always good to see people step up to that next level, and that's what she's doing with Ginger Snaps Productions.
By all means, it's always just good to just see everyone just kind of just we gel, regardless how the movie turns out, regardless of what anyone says. Is like if you're in the acting zone, then everyone's happy.
Exactly, I know I am.
For sure.
Yeah.
And have you, for the most part, kind of assessed most of the acting roles you've been aiming to try and bring to life so far, or is the best still, in sight?
I think the best is still yet to come. But these past I tell you, this past year and a half or so, I've been blessed with some lead roles with some amazing actors and directors, and so I'm really looking forward for what's coming. I'm in a movie called Recession Proof that'll be out hopefully later this summer or early fall. Um, it is from In the Know Studios, written by Khadijah Kariam, directed by Arthur Muhammad, and Clifton Powell is in the movie, Rodney Perry, Liz Michael. So we have some great talent in it, and I'm really excited about it. And I love the story. And then it's a comedy. It's something to make people laugh. And with everything that's going on in this world right now, we need a little laughter.
Absolutely.
And so I'm excited about it. And so people will see me in a different little light there. And so I am excited about that.
Very neat.
And then also we have a real 1970s feel good movie. It's called The Ring That Binds Us. It's about three girlfriends in the 1970s, and the ring that binds that is Tammy Thomas and Mr. Bob Carter. And we filmed it here in Dallas. And we filmed it at a lot of the historical sites here because everyone who she brought in was from the Dallas area, old history sites here. We filmed at Ariel's Blues Palace, Yarborough and Peoples, which is a couples group that's been around since the 80s that everybody loves, and comedian Shucky Ducky. And so all of the Dallas greats are in this movie, and it was such a feel good, and I can't wait for it to come out. The music is amazing, the chemistry is awesome, and the story is out of sight.
All right, very neat.
The Ring That Binds Us. So y'all look for that.
Binds. Okay, perfect.
Uh-huh.
And altogether, how would you describe your acting style?
Well, I try to study my characters, and I read my script to try and understand who my person is. And it's hard for me to describe my acting style because I approach it so differently. I think I'm not gonna say different than other people, but I just really dig deep within my personal to pull out as much as me that I see in the character itself. And and so most of the time I'm playing these dramatic roles. And so I'm always happy when I can bring laughter to people. And so I'm gonna have to work on that one there because I really do need to define my acting style and I haven't defined it yet. I just go out there and make it as real and just get a feel for everything that's around me, you know? Um, and so and just to get the chemistry of my people, my scene partners, even the DPs and you know, so um it's just a lot of observance and studying and preparing.
And at least people can trust you to do, the homework on your character and, bringing it, to life. Who was your acting mentor getting into this industry?
Well, one of my favorite actors is has always been Angela Bassett. She's always so strong and so real.
Nice.
That's someone who and she does the work, you know. Um, she motivates me. And then when I see young actors like a Christine Horn who's coming up, and you see her grinding out there, you know that those type of people inspire me, you know, to continue to do the work. Um, because I've wanted to give up many times. At the being, it came to that point uh, because I just wasn't getting booked, and I was just like, I don't. Maybe this isn't for me. But but then I look and then I start hearing tapes and listening to people, and they say how many times they were rejected and try to be of encouragement to other people. Um, it just forced me to keep going because when this is one thing that I do, I can do 4 hours and I never really feel tired doing it, you know. And so I might take a nap, but when it's time for me to come to life.
Nice.
So, um,
You're always, keeping the eye open.
yeah. Or an ear, should I say?
An ear. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, would be the proper terminology. Yeah. Altogether. But who was acting teacher you studied under?
I have worked under Mr. Jamal McNeil, and he's and he does a lot of the miser technique, but he's a great acting coach. He coached all of the cast of Hidden Figures.
Oh wow.
And he's personal coaches to some of them, and he's a pretty cool dude. And also, as far as stage, I've worked under Mr. Ed Smith, who was an off-Broadway director and coach, and he lives here in this area now. And so, but that's what I was just talking about earlier. I got to get back into some workshops and into some coaching. You know, people want to say because you're working, you don't need the coaching. Yes, you do. Uh, if you can do it, get it done, or go online, take a workshop. I mean, take a class, find something on YouTube. Always keep the juices going and just look for new ideas and just keep the creativity flowing. And that's what Jamal inspires you to do. Um, and that's the other thing that the pandemic did for us as well. It made a lot of people touchable to us that you wouldn't have thought that you'd be able to work with, you know? And and so through this all power of the Zoom and all of these other streaming devices, we've been able to connect with some pretty amazing people in the industry, you know, that because we weren't forced to have to do this. And then once we were forced to do it, it was just like, hey, this isn't a bad thing. I mean, it has its privileges, it has its pluses to it. So, and that positive side. And so that's what I tried to look at it. And it did. It allowed me to be able to reach out to some people, and people reached back. They replied. You would never even think some of these people would reply. They did. And I'm like, oh, so you actually responded. So, but it's pretty cool.
That is neat. And altogether, you've been on so many independent things and everything. Are you seeking just, to get onto some bigger productions, do some even just ones that might mean, driving 5 hours into other states?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am. Actually, I was recently. I just got back in from Georgia last month. I was working on. I was cast as some featured background, and I said yes, featured background in The Color Purple. Executive producer Oprah Winfrey, Steven Spielberg, and Quincy Jones. And nice. So and it was beautiful, amazing.
Very
See
cool.
people like Fantasia, Taraji P, Sierra, David Allen Greer, Tamala Mann, David Mann.
Oh, wow.
All these people doing a thing, being a part of these scenes with these people. Coleman Domingo. I mean, it was amazing, and for them to call your name and talk with you, and and you see all of these wheels. I was truly in my element and in my zone. And truly thankful for that opportunity. Once again, I know that this is where I'm supposed to be, so, but yes, most definitely, I am working and looking for bigger things. I love the indie world. Yes, I do. And I will always be a part of it. And because I feel I would be that independent one day myself as well, a producer in some type of way.
Nice.
But yes, I do. I am looking for something. I'm looking for the bigger things.
Oh, totally. And do you feel like many who kind of go into this, like you touched on a very key topic there earlier, where it's like it seems like so many will try and get into the industry, but they don't have the maturity, or they don't realize how talented they are, and it's like just have any other inspiring advice to just kind of share with many on how just to stay focused on your craft and just hone your acting skills.
I tell people you need to continue to work, but if it starts to feel like work to you and something you begrudge, then it's not for you. It's not for everybody. People look at acting and they think it's something easy and something glamorous. It's not. It really, really isn't. It's a whole lot of waiting. It's a lot of, repeating, and so if you go on set and you see this and you get frustrated by it, then it's not the thing for you, And I'm being very, very, very honest with you, because I've seen people try and force themselves to do this. I've seen people get cast for roles and they just don't show up, and you're taking away from other people. And the thing about acting, you can't be selfish, because if you're one person could mess up things really bad for a lot of people, and especially when show no call. If you let someone know, they could make arrangements, but to no show no call, that could be detrimental. To a location, to just the whole process, And so when you take on opportunities, you have to look at the whole picture, And then that's another thing when people take on roles, especially when they take on unpaid roles, and they take that commitment on. and then something pops up that might be looks a little bit more glamorous to them. You made that commitment. And
Totally.
and one thing that we can control in our life is our word, you know. And so and it's called integrity, people. So you just can't leave people hanging like that. Um, and so you have to think about those things. And in acting, you're gonna work for free. No one is stepping out there. I mean, you got those people that are truly blessed and they and that magic, they have that magic glow and they get that role that takes them over the first time. But that is so very rare. Most of the time, these people have worked hundreds of jobs and never been paid, have worked countless hours and never been paid. And then they finally get a job paying them $100 a day. You know, that's heaven to them, you know. So it's a lot of dedication, it's work, but if it's in you and it's your passion, you do it and you love it and you never get tired.
Very good
So,
point.
mhm.
Well, and it seems like after a while, people can, like you say, get burned out or not realize, just take forever to just kind of wake up and realize what they want to do, and uh, or find, or selective about the kind of crowd they want to work with.
Mhm.
Do you have any other like tips on just telling if, the shoot's going to be a professional thing other than, what you've heard about the filmmakers, or, you know, what kind of a crew it is? Do you have any other factors on just kind of picking and choosing better?
Well, I just tell people to do their research. Research people. There's too many different ways that you can find that information on people and projects. Try ask them what they've worked on before, or Google them and find out. You know, and when you're new to this, you're really trying to get out there, and so don't jump on everybody's project because everybody's project isn't for you. Uh, and just listen. If you listen, you'll hear a lot more than what you bargain for. And so just listen and pay attention on sets and when you're around people, and you'll learn a whole lot about them and how they carry themselves, and then you'll know if it's the right project for you. You'll know. And so, but just like I said, listen and don't and you'll hear a lot. And that's what I would tell anybody that's new to this industry. You know.
For sure.
Uh-huh.
It seems like also many are, selective about the kind of stage plays and having to learn how to be comfortable and remember the fact that, you can't miss any of the rehearsals, you either got to commit or not. Do you think it's just easier to kind of tell everyone's maturity or not often?
It is. It is very easy to tell. And then, some of the younger people today are very, very, very focused. So, some of those levels, it can be a little difficult. But in most cases, you can tell if somebody's been around and stage and film. Stage is so different than film. And to be honest, I really feel like stage actors are really true, real actors. And when I say that, actor A-lister told me that years ago when he found out I did stage, he said, "You're a real actor then," and I didn't understand what he meant by that until a few months later when I was talking to someone about it, and they were like, and that's true because on stage there are no redos, there are no retakes. You have to push through and make it work. And and I'm not saying other people can't, but real actors have to be able to do that. And on film, you can fake it, because they can shoot it again and edit it and make and do and tweak it a little bit here and there to make it what they want it to be if it's not perfect, you know. And so, and after so many takes, that's what they're gonna do. If you're not giving them what they want, they're gonna either get rid of you or they're gonna take what they got and make it what they need it to be, you know. And so,
Stop
but
waiting
it's
for rejection when it could happen anyway.
exactly. But it's a lot of dedication in a stage play. And that's when I had to stop doing so many as well, because they take up a lot of time and dedication, because you do have to have the rehearsals, and you have to be committed to those rehearsals, you know. And then a lot of times you don't get paid as much, and but you're giving so much more. And uh and but but it's but that instant gratification from stage is amazing. Oh my God, there's nothing like that rush, or either getting the audience involved with what you're doing. Is just beautiful. Oh my God, it does something to me.
That's a very good point. There's so many people who will wait for an audience reaction and they're still not sure what to make of it. So it's tough to kind of remember, just say, hey, haven't heard anyone give any feedback, so I'm gonna. There was one actor, Tony Dennison, who you might know from All Rise and The Closer, who had a good recent interview, and he's like, "Stop worrying if you're good in the audition or not. You got the part, roll with it."
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like it's also
And
just?
that's what I had to.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
That's what I had to learn to do with about my auditions, because I average probably about 4 auditions a week, and when you don't hear back from them in the beginning, I would, oh my God, I submitted, I could have did this, I should have did that. I mean, it was just all in my head. It was killing me, beating. Oh my God, you just don't know the turmoil I put myself through after an audition for I don't know how long. And then finally somebody said, girl, if you don't take those sides and throw them darn sides in the trash, that audition is over. Let it go. There's nothing you can do about it. And when I finally let that sink in my head, I became a sane person again, because it just drove me crazy, because it was like after my audition was submitted, I thought about 20 different ways I could have did it or better, at least in my mind, So I tell you, if you just beat yourself to death in this industry, at least I do.
Right. don't worry about it anymore.
That was funny.
And it is eye-opening. This is like, it's just no different than how much you want to spend on a recurring issue. It's just like, okay, this is the last time we're going to worry about this. Okay, this is the last time I personally am going to worry about this. Or, oh, well, now it's someone else's problem. No, doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
It's hard. Well, so that's pretty insightful. It is true. There are just so many roles. You don't know how much time to give. It's just like, to contrast like any other job interview. Job interview gets you the job, but
can I stay? Can I keep it?
Right. I got the interview, but did I get a job? So
there you go. That's it. That I got the interview, but did I get a job? Exactly. And so it just makes you wonder. That's all. But I guess that's human nature.
Totally. Well, this has been very eye-opening and pretty cool. Just any other just kind of closing, just inspiring remarks you'd like to leave the world today with?
Well, I would just like to tell anybody this industry has so many different phases to it, and you're never too old or too young to start. And don't let anybody discourage your dream if this is something that you want to do, because actors, it takes all kinds, all shapes, all sizes, all situations. So just go out there and go for it if it's something that you want to do, because it's more available now than it ever has been, So live your best you.
Very sweet. Okay, well, no, thank you ever so much for taking time for this and just leaving us with a pretty cool chat. And I wish you the best for this year.
Thank you so much, Cam. Thank you so much for having me.
We'll return after these messages.
Do you ever find yourself thinking about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Hi, I'm James Gavsey, and on the Who Would Win show, me and my co-host Ray ignore anything important happening in the outside world and debate fictional battles between characters from comics, movies, and video games.
We got a new show every week, and almost always am I the winner.
Yeah, not true, Ray.
In the past, we've discussed such matches as Captain America versus Darth Vader, Solid Snake versus the Iron Giant, classic matchups like RoboCop versus Terminator, and even the Muppets versus Sesame Street.
That one was crazy. So if you're a fan of geek culture and love a spirited debate, check out the Who Would Win show wherever you get your podcasts, or check us out at whowouldwinshow.com.
We let things pile up in the DVR, we add them to our queues, we wait for the DVDs and Blu-rays. We time shift. The Time Shifters Podcast. Sci-fi, horror, fantasy, superheroes, comedy, action, film, television, maybe some not-so-current events. Find us on iTunes or at timeshifterspodcast.com.
Cool thing about Blind Knowledge is we are in multiple countries. We are worldwide all across the globe. We are in the US, we are in the UK, we are in Canada, Germany, India, Japan. We're in Australia, y'all. BlindKnowledge.com. Now back to the feature presentation.
Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Naruto, all things that we love, all manga that were originally published in the legendary magazine Weekly Shonen Jump.
But not every series can run for 300 chapters and have a hit anime. This is David.
This is Jordan.
We're the hosts of Shonen Flop. Each episode we look at manga that ran in Jump that didn't quite make it.
We discuss what it did wrong, what it did right, how the series could have turned itself around, and ultimately, was it a flop or not?
Run all your favorite podcast apps, and you can find us at shonenflop.com.
Keep on flopping, floppers.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening.
It's a jacked up review show.